Yo, 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 hey, yo! Welcome to your music coffee hour. We're about to review an album real quick, man. It was not as good as expected. Bruno Mars, new album, The Romantic. We're talking about it real quick. It was kind of mixed, I won't lie. We got our little variables for an album review. The mix, on point. We'll go bad to worse. The mix was slapping. Pop album, done by very professional producers and songwriters. So that's gonna be slapping. That's like a 9 out of 10 because there's no experimental nonsense, but it sounds great. It sounds big, it sounds poppy. Great mixing on Bruno's vocals. The mix is fire. The songwriting is excellent. It's done by professional songwriters, all in and all out. We'll get a complaint with all of that, but that's like a 7 out of 10. They're cool pop song, nothing crazy. It's got a lot of that funk element. Since Bruno did that funk element, I don't know if I said since Bruno did that funk album with Anderson Paak and the Fearless Flyers thing. You know what I'm talking about. Leave the door open. That whole nonsense. Ever since that, he's been a lot more funk inspired. We saw that from the I Just Might track. So the songwriters went that route. It was really good. Like a 7 out of 10. Very funky. Still had those pop influences. Different spice on there, but sounded like a Bruno album. What's next? Composition falls into that same lull. Worked out great. Now to the fun stuff. The Bruno part. The vocals kind of meh. They're just Bruno vocals. Like he just does his thing. But they led with a brilliant single. I Just Might. It's the best song on the album. Put it up there. There's the review we did of that, or the talking about that song. And it was a really good song. But they led with that single, and then the rest of the album is kind of just whatever, man. It doesn't bring the same vibe. It just feels like an album put out to make sure Bruno puts out album, gets what he needs and makes some money. You know, the whole behind the scenes thing I've heard in like 2 different pods. Maybe it all might be because Bruno's got some gambling debt. Who knows? But I Just Might was a banger, and it steered me in the direction that this whole album would be. And it was pretty good from I Just Might to the end. There are a couple of good raps from the beginning to I Just Might. Unforgivable music to me, but it slaps when it needs to. The best part about the whole album, and we put an honorable mention here, is the bass player and the bass part. It's just so funky, so smooth, drives right along, and does its job pretty much holding it all together. I can't even really say too much about it. They were just basic music parts, kind of made the album feel whole. Did their job, don't get me wrong, but that bass part stood out. Some of the tracks from the beginning here, like let's just listen. I think it's pretty boring. Slow, produced strings. He starts the album with a really slow song, which is not to go off for the vibe. Kind of one with it all, you know. Sounds good, doesn't sound inspired, doesn't sound like hype. You'll see it in a minute, we'll play a bit I Might, but you probably heard a cool little love song, I get it, I'm romantic, but it doesn't inspire anything. And then you got cha-cha-cha. Like, listen to that bass part, team. It's so good. And it's like that through the whole album. A little bit more of that Latin-inspired feel, Latin-inspired feel. I gotta enunciate. The mix is on point. It sounds phenomenal. A little faster, a little fancier, but still nothing stand out. Like, it's fine. It's good. But we have all heard the Bruno track, bro. We all know what Bruno Mars can sound like, and we're about to hear it with the next song from him. I Just Might. The rest of this album does not give that vibe. It's just an album put out with some moderately good songs, but it's like coffee shop music. It's just to fill space. It's not to like punch a hole in time via art. You get it. But then it's this banger in there. This banger. Reminiscent of Jack Johnson, super funky, super upbeat. Our guitars actually stand on this song. This is the single they put out, and it hits so different. This led us all to think this album was gonna super bang. This is like a 10 out of 10 song right here. Yes, you did. Ooh, so girl, if you talk like you walk, you're just getting a taste. Go watch the full video on. This song absolutely bangs. This is what the whole album kind of should have been. We go to the next song. We bring this to an interesting point. This is the video in itself right here. This next song is the same exact song, just like kind of flipping the keys and giving it a different vibe. But if you listen, you're basically just going to hear I Just Might under it. Maybe I'm off my rocker. Here you go. This is basically Bruno just took his 2 biggest songs he just put out, I Just Might, because he knew it would bang, and the writers knew it would bang. And Leave the Door Open, and he just shoved them bitches together. That's all it is right here. It even has that right there. My ears are all off, but you hear the note. That 3 hits of the note are still in there. We've just dropped the key and slowed it down. Bro, they could have not even re-recorded this one. A good song, but it's very strange how reminiscent of his 2 other songs that is right there. I'm not glad. The rest of the album did not really hold anything worth showing with me. I think the last song was pretty decent. Dance with me, so was the last one. And go listen to the album. Let me know. Go back and comment. Is it good or is it mid? I'll give you my number at the end. I think it's kind of dog water. To be this far along, is such a good artist. Take a style you like kind of built with Anderson Paak too, and then like make that your own style, which worked because you did the music together. But then have literally 8 out of 10 pretty much of the songs just kind of be mid dog water. One's your 2 biggest songs kind of washed together. At least from recent, he's got a lot of shoved together. It's your aim. Here we go. Last song on the album. Good, sad song. song in 6, classic little thing. Yo, that's it. Just a slow song in 6. That's pretty much all the time. It's a good vibe though. It's a good vibe. The album, super And even another point to show this, the kids I teach drumline kids, they were playing a bunch of Bruno yesterday. The only song they're really playing off the new album was I Just Might, and maybe one other one. But they were playing Anderson Paak and Bruno, playing a bunch of old Bruno songs, playing I Just Might. But the album itself got people to re-listen to Bruno. They're just listening to his best stuff and kind of ignoring the album, which works for him because I think his whole goal is to just make some money to pay everything off and to get another album now meet his label requirement. Who knows? I could just be absolutely wrong and not to be honest. Kind of seems like that's a 5 out of 10 album to me. When you say mids, you mean it right down the line. I'd actually give it a 4.5. It's a little lower. The bass though makes up for a lot of it. I Just Might is such a banger that it almost makes up for a lot of the album because that single is gonna just keep ripping through everybody's playlist and everybody's ears. Like a win for Bruno, but a little rain. What else to say? That's enough. That sums up. That's a Bruno album. It's a new one. What did you think of that? Yo, let me know. Comment, subscribe, help your boy out. Let me know. I thought it was a weird album, but I still listen. Let me know if you want to add or not. You know what? Oh, you gonna pal? Okay.